Hi, my name is Jameelah Lane and I'm a founding member, worker owner of the Deep Grocery Co-op. And today we're here at Mandela Foods and I'll be cooking purple hull peas. Come on, let's go. So purple hull peas, also known as cowpeas, originate from West Africa and some parts of Asia. And they have been a food from migrants that came from Africa that were cooked. It was a native food for Black Africans in the South. So my first ingredient is garlic. As you know, garlic is used as an anti-inflammatory tool to help with congestion and things like that. It's also antimicrobial and it has really good flavor. Our other two ingredients are bell peppers. I'm gonna grab a green and a red because I love to add color to my food, but also bell peppers are full of antioxidants and they're really good for the body, and the seeds are good in salads, good in soups, and good in stir fries. I'm gonna reach here and grab a red onion. I choose red over yellow or white because I love the flavor of a red onion, and it's also more nutritious. And these are also good for your traditional hamburger, any salad, also stir fry. When I make bean dishes, mainly I just use fresh herbs and fresh fruits. Like oregano is also a good one to use, and thyme. I'm also gonna just experiment with some cilantro. Cilantro is also a really good herb to cook with. Today we'll be making the purple hull peas. So these peas are actually from a Black farmer, and you can find these here at Mandela Grocery Cooperative and another place at the Freedom's Farmers Market here in Oakland. Cayenne is also good for congestion. It's anti-inflammatory. And you can't really cook a lot of dishes without it. Get a little cumin. So right now I am pulling the skin off the onion. As you know, you cannot chop the onion with the layers on there, the skin on there. And then next I'm going to rinse off all of my produce. I want to soak a little bit of my cilantro in this measuring cup. So what I'll do is grab a few pieces. The prep part is the most important part. It actually takes the longest when you're cooking any kind of meal, especially if it's majority plant-based or made from scratch. You have to chop everything, so there's no cutting corners when making your meal. So I'm gonna let that sit for a sec, and I'm going to rinse these off, all of these peppers, and then we'll come back to the garlic. So I'm gonna start with my onion. As you know, onions make you tear up. So hopefully you don't see me crying on camera. I am a lefty, so if I cut kind of strange, it's because I'm left-handed. I'll try to keep it together because it's easier to dice when it's together. So we have the onions all in there. And next we'll do our bell pepper. Red bell peppers are my favorite, as I mentioned, the sweet flavor that they carry. And I'm just gonna dice these like the onion. I like to chop my produce really small. Also, did you know that the vegetables you choose, like vegetables can also be like food therapy or like color therapy? So when folks make dishes and they're like, I like colorful salads or I like colorful stews, really it helps to enhance and boost your mood overall. Alright, we're about done with our bell peppers. So next we will be doing our garlic. So garlic can be used for many things. They keep vampires away. Nah. So I don't have a garlic peeler or garlic crusher, so I'm doing it the old school way with my fingers, how my grandmother taught me. You have to make sure all the skin is off of the clove. And today we'll just use probably about 5 garlic cloves. We don't need a lot of garlic. We'll chop our shallots. Now we'll go ahead and chop our garlic. And again, you can put as much garlic as you want. I'm just gonna stick with the 5 cloves. And it's okay if these two are kind of mixed in together. It's no problem. Okay, now that's all done. We have our veggies chopped. And I'm just gonna leave that on the cutting board for now. So now the next thing we can do is shell a few beans. Just get in the habit of soaking your legumes and your beans because it helps the digestion process a little bit, makes it a little easier. Although these are fresh beans, they're not like really super hard. I still soak them just to kind of make that a habit when cooking any kind of grain, rice, beans, quinoa, anything like that. You want to make sure you soak it. I am going to show you how I shell the beans. So you want to make sure when you open it, you see all these little beans here, and you just put them where they go. As you can see, these look just like black eyed peas. They come from the same family, but they're like a summer version. And I wonder if they eat them for good luck as well. As you know that traditionally African Americans, we eat black eyed peas when there's a new year. They said it brings good luck and prosperity. So these beans have been soaking for at least 20 minutes now. And what we're gonna do is prepare to saute our veggies and turn on our beans. But first I want to strain these and then we can get going on that. So while the beans will be cooking, I'm gonna prepare some greens, but first I want to soak them for a bit. So this is definitely my go-to oil, this and grapeseed oil, and you can definitely fry with this. You can put it on salads, but this is my go-to because it's not like canola oil or the other oil that tends to clog up your arteries and has a lot of saturated fat in it. I'm gonna pour a little oil in the pot. We'll let that heat up a bit, and we're gonna add our onion. So we're gonna cook our onion down. So we'll let that cook just a tiny bit. So you wanna make sure you just kinda cook the onion down before you add bell peppers or garlic. So next I'll add the garlic and shallots together. So just kind of stir that around a bit. So next we'll add our lovely bell peppers. So you notice I haven't put any seasonings yet. I kind of wait, just my personal preference. But I'll add some here now. Go ahead and just add some thyme to start off. Add a little bit of the coriander. I'm gonna go ahead and add my beans now. So I'm gonna slowly stir my beans. So we'll add water until it's at the top of the beans. So you want to cook that on high until it boils. Just go ahead and add some cumin. Add a little mustard seed. Add some paprika. A little garlic granules, and then I'll add some cayenne, just a dash. I think this is, what is this? Black it. And we'll just give that a stir, counterclockwise stir. So when you stir your food or herbs counterclockwise, you're manifesting all the goodness into the food. We'll let it boil, and then we'll put the top on it and simmer it. In the meantime, I want to get the greens, the collard greens and cabbage prepared. You can't have purple whole peas without anything. You can eat it with yams though, cornbread, like a southern dish. So we're going to do some cabbage and collard greens. And then also I have not forgot about the cilantro or oregano, but we'll kind of add that as the beans get cooking a little more. So now we're chopping up some cabbage. I haven't really started making cabbage, like red cabbage, like eating it, like sauteing it until I was an adult. Usually this goes in like coleslaws. It can go inside of wraps. You can be used for a number of things, but it's really good sauteed. If you want to stay away from like just always eating regular greens, it's also a fun color. It's a beautiful color. And I'm gonna cook it kind of like how Caribbean people cook their cabbage and greens. We'll be doing it with coconut milk. I'm gonna chop these and put these back in the water. So we're gonna add some fresh oregano to our bean dish and some cilantro. Some fresh oregano, fresh cilantro. Now this is a good time to add like salt, any last touches on like pepper, anything you feel your beans need, because you would hate to have all these things and the beans are bland. I didn't get to add one in there. So this is like the best salt to use. Like, I don't know why, but it's like my top salt. Okay, so now I'm gonna start on those greens. I'm gonna let that just kind of do its thing. So we're gonna saute our greens. A little more dingy. And, I'm gonna take some cold water. And I just wanna massage it. And so now we're going to turn our fire on and get the greens popping. Same thing, and add a little bit of oil to our pot. Fridge over here. I'm ready. Okay. Again, the bell peppers. And probably some cilantro. Little pot. Stirring around now. I'm gonna actually let that put the greens in there. Add a little black peppercorn. This is the trick to not making your collard greens taste bitter. Just a little bit of apple cider vinegar balances out the flavor. Greens to cook a little faster. It's also good to add a little bit of water. You know, a lot of folks drown. I don't drown my greens with water. I don't smother my greens. I saute them. But a lot of traditional green recipes, you could smother them again with like a turkey neck, some bacon. Yeah, that's how my grandmother's cooked it. Just a little bit of water, because greens already naturally create water. You don't need to put a whole cup of water in there at all. Okay, our beans are about done. I'm just gonna go in with a few more seasonings because I didn't really like fully season them, so I'm just going with a little bit more paprika, and I'm gonna add a little bit more thyme because we only had thyme on the actual onion, so that's good enough. And we'll go in with a little bit more cumin, which is a really big one. Really enhances the flavor. So as that's creating water, we'll go ahead and add just a dash of apple cider vinegar in the pot. And my favorite ingredient of all, coconut milk. So coconut milk has like a natural fat that's good for you. You can use this for smoothies, soups, your greens, of course, beans, and other dishes. You can use it to bake. So we'll add that coconut milk in there and let that simmer. I'm gonna stir it a bit. So yeah, our greens are cooking now. Ooh yeah. Get all those flavors around. Paprika goes on everything to me. A little coriander. Let's add some cayenne. And at this time, our beans should be done. All right. Our beans are all done. So now we are ready to serve our plates. So I would like to give this plate a dedication to our ancestors that were very resistant during this time of Black August, to the Black Guerrilla family, Obutashaka, and special shout out to Marcus Mosiah Garvey on his birthday today as we celebrate. So Ashe to our ancestors.